I think Africa is absolutely rising because artists in the music industry, businessmen, companies, everyone are taking over the world and broadening themselves in every continent.
So I can say that it's growing, but it's growing like sporadically, but not together. But it is growing slowly.
We should be rising because we have everything. We need to just make good negotiations. We need to have just good creativity. We need to have good education and improve our services. Actual leaders are us. We need to change. We need to be good. We need to be good to ourselves so that Africa can rise.
I'm not sure about it because I think there needs to be a lot of changes made, especially when it comes to knowledge, especially when it comes to actually the whole system. So I think it takes a lot of time to make a proper change.
Okay, I think Africa could rise, and I base this judgment on my personal experience in Sierra Leone since 2 years. And in the face of Ebola, the people of Sierra Leone, they show a lot of examples of resilience. And if you continue with this resilience, with this rise after such a fall, for sure you could also rise up.
I would say that it's definitely going to happen. It's going to take some time perhaps. It's not going to happen equally everywhere at the same time, but yeah, we're all very hopeful, and I'm definitely interested in being a part of it.
A lot of things with African literature that are becoming much more popular, with books like Americana by Chimamanda and Ngozi Adichie, that are now representing Africans in this less one-dimensional view, and there's more of a big discussion, and there's a lot of things on social media, such as Afropunk, that are exploring different types of black identities, and there's just a larger conversation and different kinds of voices, so I think definitely Africa will eventually rise.
I relocated to Holland like 3 years ago, and I went to Africa, Ghana, last year. And when I went, there was a big difference because before I was leaving, there were a lot of streets that were like untarred. But when I went last year, all the streets were like good, and the environment was more better than when I left to Holland like 3 years ago. So I think Ghana is developing in certain ways, but not in like electrical ways, because we have problems with our electricity.
Is Africa rising? This is my response, because I feel we have our starting mark at the very inappropriate point. I think the approach towards our development holistically as a continent is very wanting. So we need to go back and revise. How is it that we need to develop our continent, our specific regions?
In order for Africa to fully develop, there is a need for Africa to unite under one household name, the United States of Africa. In order for Africa to fully develop and be on par with the Westerners, there is the need for us to come together and then liberate our beloved continent from political, social and economic problems. I know this is really, really difficult, and it's not an easy task, and it is even evident with the struggles that EU are currently facing, such as the refugee crisis. But I believe when the first step is taken, the rest is always easier. I have a dream, and I believe the future is brighter, that the world should watch out, because something magical is about to happen. Thank you.